So it's just been Amazon Prime Day, and these things were on clearance or special offer, like super special, 85% off. Recommended retail price here in the UK was £130. They were down to a mere 20, so I had to get them, had to check them out, see what they were all about. But yeah, this is the AirPods. This is the second generation, although Amazon doesn't really want you to know. This is second generation. They call it the newest generation, which they aren't wrong. I don't like it. I want to know, like, is it the first, second? Just so it makes it easy to look at reviews. But that's why I'm here. I'm going to give you a review. Was this a good deal? Did you miss out? Did you get these? Let me know. But yeah, so simple around the box. Obviously, the Bluetooth headphones. They work with iPhone, iPad. You are going to want the Alexa app if you are thinking about a set of these, if there's still some available. Okay, box. Nothing really to say. But the box packaging, pull the strip off. I've had them out. I've been testing them, of course. And in here, a few booklets and things. A lot of documentation considering, like, you know what you get these days, but hey ho, it's all in there. Some features just telling you to download the Alexa app, because in that Alexa app is obviously how you communicate, I think, how the Alexa works. And it's also going to give you things like EQ settings and other things like that. So the headphones just sit straight in there like so. And under here, we have a Type-C cable along with extra tips and these other bits here. I think these are the bits that stay in your ears as well. So yeah, extra tips, some bits to help them stay in your ears if you're having them problems, and a Type-C USB cable. But let's face it, you probably already got one of those sitting around. So yeah, that's the box. Nothing else to say. So my normal daily driver headphones are these AirPods. Now, why do I have these and not like newer AirPods or AirPod Pros or AirPod Pro Maxes? It's mainly because I want something I can put in my pocket. Very convenient. You can just put these in, you know, commuting to work, put these in my ears, and they just sit in my pocket. I don't have to think about storing them anywhere. And they are the cheaper ones. So my thought is if I lose them or I break them or like they get wet in the rain, it's England after all, it's not going to matter too much financially to me if I damage them. Like if I damaged a pair of AirPod Maxes, I might be a bit upset about that. These, or if I lost them, I'm not really that bothered. But they do the job, they sound good enough to me. Yeah, they're not the best. It's not really an audio quality competition when you're looking at these type of things. We all know wired over ear headphones are the way to go. Quick little walk around of these. So this is the case. They open up like so. There's a little light there, and there's also two. To take this out, you'll see that there's also some like little lights on there for when you've put them back in the case as well. Left and right, clearly marked. But yeah, we shut that off. I hope you can see this here and this on the side. So I've had these for around a week. I've been daily driving, because like I say, I daily drive these, and I've had these. This set I got in 22. So this set's about 3 years old, and it gets used daily. This I've had for like 5 days or a week. And if you look at this case, I have keys in my pocket. This is another reason. Don't want to have to worry about keeping them in good condition. They're good. I have them, and they can get thrashed, and that's fine. The coating on this case, it's already coming off. It's already a bit of a grease magnet as well. It's that you can see as I'm like moving my fingers across, you might be able to see that. But you see here, I guess the keys in my pocket did a number on it, and now you can just scrape the coating off. I think that is a design flaw and a half. You know, that like one scrape into the coating, you can, no effort at all, scrape the coating off with your finger. It's just the shiny plastic underneath. Now if you look at the AirPods from the outside, they do not look too bad. Obviously the scratches on them, if you get open, you tilt it and that, you are going to see that there's a lot of scratches on this case. But like I say, 3 years of daily use. And I've dropped them a couple of times, so there's some tiny little chips in the case. I don't think that is a good design, because already, like, that's ridiculous, I think. Another thing as well, if you drop the cases, it just slips out your pocket at times. I dropped these on carpet and the headphones just, it opened up and they flew out. I haven't had that happen with these. The one thing I will say is as well, talk why we're on the message of comparing these, that's the size difference. The size difference, they do. So my big concern with these when I saw the size, I was like, oh god, that's gone. I'm going to feel that in my pocket. I wear jeans typically. They did kind of disappear in my pocket. Not as well as these, but it wasn't uncomfortable. I never like was moving for it and thought, oh god, I've got them in my pocket. They're about the same as them, ideally. So the sound quality of these, it's reasonable. It's not amazing. It sounds like everything's like a little bit away. I think it's the way the AirPods sit more in your ear to how these sound. Things sound like they're like just not as close as these, and that may be that issue. But there are different size tips, and when you start the Alexa app, it does do this some sort of test. It makes sure you've got the right little buds in, because you can change the size if you've got a different sized ear hole. The Alexa function, I don't need it. I don't really care about the Alexa function too much. If you like Alexa and you like asking the assistant things. You might like these. Same with Siri, I never really use Siri either, it's not for me. So these have tap functions on the sides. So they have like, you can just tap the headphones to like start, stop. I hope it doesn't stop this video because they are connected to this phone. But yeah, you can stop them. But if you like adjust this in your ear, you slightly touch the sides, it's activating and it's doing stuff, and that is really annoying. It stops your music where you just like, just adjusted it in your ear. There isn't really a lot of bass these. There is an EQ and you can change that, but I just run the standard out of the box experience. Yeah, not really a lot of bass or a lot of like highlights. It's fairly a flat sound. It's not terrible. It's not like a terrible experience. There's just nothing like, no kick really. You probably maybe get a little bit out of it with the EQ, but just not really that much there. The noise, these offer one thing that these don't. I know these, I keep comparing these to these, but it's just what I daily drive. These have noise cancelling. I do not like it. I don't think it really works that well. You just hold and tap. It tells you when noise cancelling's on or off, which I do like. But the noise cancelling on these, I don't notice it. If it's not windy, I don't know if it's on or off. And I think it's mainly just because you've got the earphone in your ear, so you've automatically got some noise cancellation. All I hear if it's windy is like that, trying to record something outside and there's a bit of a breeze. You get that sound, that's all you get. I'm not a fan of that. The noise cancelling, I don't even know why it's listed as a feature. I don't think they're broke. It's just not that great. The battery life on these, it's not as good as the AirPods. It seems to drop about 10-15% a day. I really use them for about an hour a day max. I think it's to do with the because they're always checking locations. The iPhone tells you if you've got an app, it's checking location often, and these are checking location not too often, not like a load. But I think it's because the Alexa functionality in these, it's doing other stuff. The case size must be bigger. I'd say there's a bigger battery in there. Not really a fan of that. I would turn all that off because I don't need it. But the battery life doesn't seem to last as long in these either. The original price, £130. I definitely don't think these were worth it. And I think this is probably why they've been clearanced off for Prime Day. They're not terrible headphones, and I think if they were more reasonable price, I think if they were about 80 quid retail price, I think that would have been a more solid price to go out with these than 130. I think that's a bit steep considering the downsides that I think there is with these. I had the Echo Bud ones, the first generations of these. I haven't got them with me, but I had them and I did daily drive those for about a year. They were pretty good. These are definite improvement to the Echo Bud ones. So they did improve stuff, and at the price point, the original price point at least, at 20 quid they're a bargain, I think, for the price. At the original price point of 130, I don't think these are really it. But yeah, overall, if you bought them at the £20 price, so you can get them at a cheaper price, like I say, I feel like 80 and below is a good price for a pair of these. I don't mind them. I'd probably continue to use them, but to be honest with you, I probably will just go back to my AirPods. Overall, they're okay for the price. I don't feel like I necessarily got scammed. I think I would have felt a bit like that if I spent the full retail price. No one really talks about these. I don't really ever see anyone wearing Echo Buds. I think it's like a product line that Amazon has tried. I don't know if there's any Bud Frees, or maybe there's a new set coming out because they do something like 3 years or so. So maybe there's a new set coming out and that's why they clearance these to make way for them. Hopefully, if they happen, they're better. But yeah, I think we're at the point now where things like this, they all sound reasonably good. It's not like 2005 anymore where in-ear headphones used to sound absolutely garbage. They were uncomfortable. These sound okay. They're reasonably comfortable. They've got good functionality, an okay battery life. You know what I mean? We're at that kind of point where it's like, these are okay. These are adequate and perform okay. I want to know what you guys think though. If you got a pair of Echo Buds, what do you think? Like, comment, subscribe.